And welcome back to Star Trek Absolute on Star Trek Online. We're back in Deep Space Nine headquarters. I made a mistake last time as well. Well, not necessarily a mistake as such. The console mining drill laser emitter is meant to be the Borg. I called it now. Borg drill. Can't really properly call it. And the proton charges. They don't have proton charges. It's the charges which they launch, which are automatic, magnetic guided charges. Magnetic guided charges, that's what they're actually called. That's the version of them anyway. And the Borg, it's not a drill. Mining drill. Oh no, that's what it is. Cutting beam. Cutting beam. That's the one. Cutting beam. That's basically what it is. Mining drill. It is a alternate version of the Borg cutting beam. There you go. The proton charge launcher is launching charges, which is based off of the magnetic guided charges of the Borg. Small thing, just clearing it up. But we've finished the mission. We returned the orb in the Mirror Universe. We visited the Mirror Universe. That was kind of fun. Seeing how strong the USS Absolute is. I'm reporting back to Commander Sarah Shmina now. Commander Vanek reporting.
So, Gul Kardec was a changeling. This does not bode well. An alliance between the True Way and the Alpha Dominion could prove disastrous for the Alpha and Beta quadrants. However, the orb has been returned to the Mirror Universe, and you have returned to ours. Nevertheless, we must stop this alliance before they can do any further damage. We shall analyze the pad you retrieved to see if we find this Ketracel White factory.
Very well, Commander. I was expecting to have to choose 27. Okay, it's one of these two then. Energy or kinetic? So this does less energy damage protection, but this does more kinetic and physical. Generally speaking, I try to roll out the way of grenades if they tend to get thrown at me. And physical is both this and this. Physical isn't on this one. I do sometimes get into close range to engage in fisticuffs. Decisions. The fact that this doesn't have any physical, I'll probably go with the polyweave armor. At least it still has some energy damage resistance.
Congratulations, Commander.
And while we're here, I'm going to let them have a period of time where they discover the pad. Last time we started off some duty officer assignments. So I'm going to turn left to the promenade. And we'll probably beam back to the ship first and foremost. Simply to match up with where I'm going. So this is quite often a lot of what the time I do is I make the ship interior that you can actually go around in meaningful. Because a lot of the time you can just pause and access what you need from the pause menu, which is it's cool, it's handy, but it's not necessarily immersive if you like things to make sense in universe. I'll show you what I mean hopefully. So I'm going to beam back to the ship on a transport pad. So we beam onto the actual Starship bridge. And to be fair, if we're changing over to the shuttle, then we definitely will be going to the bridge and then beaming off, and then vice versa from the shuttle to the bridge. Last time we used the shuttle, the Venerat, we switched and swapped over at Starbase 39 Sierra, so we beamed obviously from Starbase 39 Sierra, or just Starbase 39, onto the shuttle, and then when we got back on the shuttle and beamed back onto the USS Absolute. But if you say that wasn't the case, then on the actual bridge and in the shuttle itself, there is one of your bridge officers. I think for us it's currently Devrel, who's sitting at the helm. Or should I say standing there for a second. You go to Devrel, and you can activate the small craft from here. You can see we've still got the USS Void Prize there, keeping that one of the main active ships. And then the small craft. Got the Venerate, which is our main shuttlecraft, and then I've called the other shuttle Safeguard. It is one technically we did use before to go down to Vulcan. It's there. It's the one we actually got requisitioned for free. But the Venerate is there as our main, and the US Absolute is there as our main ship. The Void Prize is there because it's a previous starship we used, and the Safeguard is there as well. It's a previous shuttle we've used. I also, this is like the 8th stream / video in. I realise any S sounds isn't always come great through this mic, so apologise for that. But where I'm going is Deck 11, Engineering. And it's like, for example, Astrometrics. We haven't got it unlocked right now, but Astrometrics could be a place where you would go, and you go to duty officers, and you can see we haven't got it active right now because we're not an admiral yet. But Admiralty, this is where you send other ships, so that's where I'd come for, like Astrometrics. I feel that kind of makes sense. You come to engineering, it does actually have an engineering officer. I believe that's to do with duty officers. And you can obviously start some duty officer stuff here, which is handy to have. But generally speaking, I come to the engineering when I would change the ship's equipment and things like that. Do upgrades. And the key one, which I will technically, while we're here, use for now, is in the cargo hold. The operations officer, alongside the regeneration units there. The operations officer. Again, you have on special properties and current operational issues. I actually go on to this. What is the other one? Current operational. No, it's current operational issues, and that obviously brings up the duty officers area. So you can see we've got 10 completed. Our first completions. And admittedly, a lot of the duty officer assignments I will do off camera, probably even the Admiralty and rotation stuff, simply because it's not always the greatest things to watch. It's just micromanaging your character and getting them stuff. But like I say, it was our first time doing duty officers. I might show the first time doing Admiralty and the first time doing reputation, just to give you a taste of what Vanek is going to be doing off camera. So accept everything we've got, all the rewards that come with it, and I'll set up some ones later, but it was just particularly handy to show you at the end of last time because we just took a changeling prisoner. That was one of the key assignments you had to get from a security officer. The main one I know is on Deep Space Nine, hence why I go to Deep Space Nine a lot of the time for duty officers and stuff. So that's where I'd go. I'd talk to the operations officer when I'm talking about accessing duty officer assignments. And then what we got? We got Deck 3. Of course, in here you're going to have the Doctor. Again, you can get particular duty officer assignments from. But it's mainly the office. The fact you can actually sit down in the office here I actually do the reputation parts from here if I want to be really, really immersive. And obviously, this is the main sickbay, which, well, you could say it gets used with the duty officer stuff. If there's ever a mission that goes wrong, you get the sickbay, which takes those duty officers and brings them back into action. And then crew quarters. This is normally where I would jump on the bed at the end of a session. If you go to chat, you can actually, I believe, menu, do emotes. There's so many emotes. And sleep. That's the one. And he's actually asleep. He moves around. There's plenty of stuff which might be hidden. You've never actually done emotes and things like that before. We've never done. But this is where quarters I would come to end the session. But then I have taken a hail or two before here, but you can't sit down properly on the chair. And like I say, plus when it comes to the crew quarters, you have to kind of go through the main section to get to the bed anyway. This is where I would basically do that emote and then log off. I'm going super immersive on you right now. I won't do this during the series, but it's just giving thematic and canon time for them to investigate the pad that we just handed over from the Mirror Universe. Then there was Deck 2, Missile and Transporter. Transporter room. Funny enough, like I say, you can't really beam off using the transporter. However, that is a replicator. So you guessed it, this is where I would go to manage infantry. You might think the cargo hold is a good place to manage infantry, and you'll be right. But when you have a replicator, you can pretty much replicate whatever you need. So, and it's got the replicator option here to recycle, to retrieve, to replicate whatever you need, to refine dilithium. I suppose you could say that's something you do in engineering. There's plenty of options, but it just makes use of being in the transport room for some reason, altering equipment, but not equipment on the shuttle or the main starship. This will be more for the away team and managing inventory. I mean, there is a top bit you can go up in the cargo hold. Then, of course, there's the mess hall. I'm going in the wrong way, because I remembered last time specifically saying I'd go around the long way because of the ship trophies. I don't think it'll make a difference. But I mean, it's pretty nice that we have set up the trophies. They're all personalised. Bartender can actually, obviously, do some duty officer stuff, but actually you can just get a drink. And you have Captain Picard, who would go for an Earl Grey tea, and Catherine Jane went for coffee. I can't remember what Cisco went for. I think Cisco was coffee as well, wasn't he? I can't remember. Rattagino. Hot chocolate? That'd be for Vanek. Vanek loves a hot chocolate. And he loves giving a high five. That was a high five to the bartender. And there's the chef, of course. Similar thing again. You can get a special duty officer there, or just show a menu and get some food. And being that we are in the Bajoran system, we'll do as the locals do and have. Hasbro is very spicy, I've heard. But hey ho. So pretty much, I tend to, because they have the counsellor here, and all this is just again a duty officer. But the cool thing is you can sit down in this area. So I sit down with the counsellor. There you go. You got someone to sit down with when you're having your food and drink, and you're pretty much whip. It tends to actually, it has a countdown before you can actually eat and drink it. So have a chat with the counsellor, see how the crew's faring, see everyone's mental status, psychological well-being. And then you have your hot Bajoran Hasperat. He stands up each time, so you have to sit back down. He prefers to eat and drink standing up, apparently. 4, he has his coffee. So in most of the scenes he'd probably be ordering coffee? Hot chocolate. That's a funny looking coffee. Hot chocolate. And there you go. Really very tedious, but if you want to get extra immersive, and the fact you actually have a ship interior to explore, that's what I'd use that for. Again, bridge. Technically speaking, we have used the what do you call it? The account bank. Can't access it from this side alone. Library, that's it. We used the library obviously last time to decipher Tal Shiar message. So the actual ready room does have an in-game purpose. Technically speaking, you could say the place to take missions or do a captain's log. If you can sit down, can you sit down? No, you can't sit down from that side. From this side, there we go. Here's the conference room. You do your ready room stuff in the conference room because the ready room actually has an in-game purpose already. And like I said, being on the bridge, you can swap to the main shuttle. The only thing is, not being able to transition back to the normal ship exterior view. Which I do remember they did have, I'm not sure if it was only particular bridges, they did have a thing where you could just do that. It would do the cinematic view, so you had the black bar at the top, black bar at the bottom, and then it would transition back to the exterior view, but they got rid of that. Or they changed it or something, I don't know. Either way, that's just ship interior immersion. And now I'm going to say that enough time has passed that we're going to go and see what they figured out from the pad. This has all been filler, if you like. But, I like it. So we'll beam back to Deep Space Nine. And number 1 was just there. And we'll go back to Ops. We haven't even explored all of Deep Space Nine yet. There's different shops and things, but plenty of time for that. Plus it gives you an opportunity to explore for yourself if you want to. Ops. Commander?
How can I help you?
Have you discovered anything from the pad?
The pad you discovered on Gul Kardec revealed the location of a secret facility in the Alpha Quadrant. There appears to be some kind of alliance between the True Way and the Dominion. We cannot allow them to join forces.
And I suggest, Commander, you allow me and the USS Absolute to infiltrate the secret facility in the Diva system. And we will see if we can separate any ties between the True Way and this Dominion.
How can I help you?
Stay in contact and I'll let you know how the mission is going. USS Absolute. Meet me back. Set a course to the Diva system. Shouldn't take too long to get there. And in the meantime, we've got some new traits to put on. Peak health, shield senses, stubborn. Then we need something else. Perhaps. Increases the arc in which you are safe from flanking. Limited telepathy. Even if he doesn't know how to mind meld and do a nerve pinch yet, because he's not learned Vulcan techniques, Vulcans do have a, like I say, natural extra sense to them, natural extra telepathy, so maybe limited telepathy. It's particularly enhanced, apparently, when they're around other telepathic species. And then, on the ship, what we got? Yeah, we're not going to do imposing presence just yet. Most likely... Still going to be one of the defense specialists, isn't it? Impact? Because these are very specific energy types. There tends to be a lot of use for torpedoes. Resistance the same. Ooh. Maybe astrophysicists. Can't make up my mind here. Issue is we don't know whether or not we're going to come up against ships which will try and drain. And technically we don't know if we come up against ships which are going to do physical or kinetic damage. And what type of ships we're coming up against, which type of energy weapons they'll type of use. But... Warp Theorist. That kind of would match. He's an engineer after all, and improves power levels, which I suppose would include the shield one. Strange enough, I'm going to go for Warp Theorist then. Ground Seal, can I do it quickly? Just increase personal shield, I think. And we'll go for improved aim. It's improved crouch. Again, defensive minded. And now we have access to these. Okay. We can... increase shield capacity or increased hull capacity. Shield, obviously, as I've already said last time, is divided over 4 separate facings. Whereas hull is just pure hull, so probably... Let's see if I can get that one. Damage control... Yeah, this one, and damage control. One of each. We're getting closer to that then. Right, begin the factory. Let me see the pad again.
From Gul Kardec to Gul Palat, I have run into some complications. Namely, some agents have interfered with my plans. They have stolen the Orb of Possibilities. I assume they have returned it to the Bajorans by now. Fortunately, the anomaly remains stable. I was able to retreat to the Mirror Universe where I have taken shelter with my Terran allies. However, I believe they are waiting for my return. Therefore, I need you to meet with Dumatsu Khan at the facility in the Devos system in my stead. Coordinates are attached.
It explains why Deep Space Nine and Commandos originally didn't take too long to extract the coordinates. They weren't well secured on the pad. Let's cloak. Let's see what we're facing. A little bit of reconnaissance. Small ship. There's a jet. They detected us. Yes, I recall from the Dominion War, when they were separated and cut off from the wormhole. They created Jem'Hadar in the Alpha Quadrant. Also, it seems they could detect us while we were cloaked. I suppose it does make a difference if you've not got power to auxiliary systems. You see the Warp Theorist trait is already showing though, because we've got an extra 9 in the shield subsystem, an extra, what's that, 12 in engines, extra 14 in auxiliary, and extra 7 in weapons. I suppose most of the time I've just cloaked, gotten close, and then surprise attacked. I didn't do that this time. Then we need to find out who that is. Activate. Seems unlikely, but then a deck turns out to be a changeling. It's very possible. Also, I very much appreciate the Borg enhancements, #1. Certainly seem to be effective even against the Jem'Hadar. We'll stop. Scan the facility. Tracer White. It's food for a Jem'Hadar, isn't it? Perhaps you paid better attention in Dominion history class than I did, Lieutenant Commander. Can you explain what is Tracer White? I was somewhat right then. Let's look for a place to beam down. Very good, Lieutenant Commander. #1, the ship is yours. That's all for now, #1. Keep the ship in orbit. And prepare to beam us back if we need. Got to say, I didn't bring it with me. I presume we brought equipment down to repel. Doctor, you should be fine. Everyone else, equipment ready. Alright. You guys go down before us. Somehow. You guys just jump. Number 1 suggests we replace charges. Would be a good idea. Number 1, thank you for the heads up. Acknowledge number 1. If there's wondering again, I'll just remind. Number 1 is basically number 7. Number 7? 7 of 9. Her voice. How she speaks. Speaks in a similar way. Vanek using his acute senses and limited telepathy to figure out where the Glimmered are that have personal cloaking are. That's my thematic and canon explanation for it anyway. Charges set. You there. Vorta.
Greetings. I am very glad to meet you. I am Naaman, a Vorta scientist, and servant of the Founders and the Dominion, of course.
This is interesting. You say you're glad to meet us?
Oh my, yes. I have a proposition to which I hope you shall be amenable. I serve a Founder named Loss. He is one of 100 Founders sent here to the Alpha Quadrant. His actions have placed me in a bit of a moral conundrum that I hope you can help me unravel.
Okay, you have my attention. Please go on.
Loss was the first of these Alpha Quadrant Founders to emerge. He located and gathered the others into a new Great Link. However, he has not seen fit to tell these Founders that the war with the Dominion is over, and that the Great Link is alive and well in the Gamma Quadrant. Instead, he has convinced them that you Solids exterminated the Great Link, and are attempting to exterminate these Founders as well.
If you serve Loss, why have you chosen to betray him?
Betrayal is such an ugly word. I prefer to think of our arrangement as a creative solution to a difficult problem. But semantics aside, I do not feel so much that I am betraying Loss as liberating the other 98 Founders. and serving the Dominion and the Founders. I do not believe they would want these Alpha Quadrant Founders to be ignorant of the truth. I also fear that if Loss continues his plans, it could result in the death of Founders. The morphogenic virus still lives in the memory of the Dominion.
Okay, so you know what Loss is doing is wrong. You don't believe you're betraying him. But you continue to serve him? Why?
Several reasons. First, even if I do not agree with him, he is a god. Second, he is my only link to the other Founders here. Finally, his Jem'Hadar are fanatically loyal and watch me constantly. Although you seem to have mitigated that issue.
Alright, so before we got here, what was it that you were doing? What do you do here?
My job is to supervise the Ketracel White production. While the Jem'Hadar are mighty warriors, they are not the greatest scientists, nor do we wish them to have the secret of Ketracel White production.
Of course not. It is very good to have loyal servants who are very good in combat, isn't it? Even slavery could come to mind, but I'm not here to offend. You have a deal you wish to propose? Lay it on me.
Loss keeps me away from the new link. They have been raised on his deceits, and so will be utterly convinced that you are attempting to exterminate them. I believe we can help each other. You can free me and take me to the new link, where I can explain to the Founders the truth, that the Dominion still exists, and that you are not hunting them to extinction.
All sounds like a brilliant plan, and everyone wins. I have to ask the question, what's the catch in this situation?
Oh, I do not like the word catch. It sounds so mercenary. But yes, my price is Loss's life. After I reveal the truth to the new link, you must allow them to mete out their justice. I cannot jeopardize the life of a Founder under any circumstances.
As long as there is justice for the wrongs he has done, very well. Come with us, we will free you. Acknowledge number one.
I'll be glad to get out of here. These Alpha Jem'Hadar don't understand the proper respect owed to a Vorta.
Of course not.
Intruders! I'll put up a force field. You dump the data.
Let's be quick.
We've got to stop the first before he deletes all the data.
We're well aware of the situation we have to do. There.
Excellent. I shall retrieve the coordinates. more.
May not be able to see very easily, but I can hear the movements. Minefield is working a treat. Mission accomplished, I hope.
I have the data. It will take some time to decrypt, but I recommend we depart as quickly as possible.
Yes, I prefer to avoid Mortimer Madar if possible. Setting the last charge. Number 1, 6 to beam out. I kind of made the conversation parts work as if number 1 is scanning from the ship and letting the away team know what's coming up next. Plus it's a different voice. That's why I think another reason I took the Doctor and the mission Mine Enemy. Specifically so we would have a different voice. Acknowledged. Set a course away. Detonate the charges.
You are so quick to blow things up. Such a waste. That factory might have come in handy someday.
Need to stop them from salvaging anything from the facility. Keep those. Bloke. I don't know if we're cloaked or not. They did detect us last time. Drop out of cloak. So annoying you can't have the two separated. Oh well. These tend to be quite Patch him through from his secure quarters.
I have completed the decryption of the data we recovered. The new link appears to lie in the Orias system. I have transferred the coordinates to your helm. I want to thank you for your service to the Dominion. I also want to remind you of our agreement, namely that Loss, or any other founder for that matter, is not to be killed by you.
We are on a mission of peace between the Federation and the Dominion. And I shall honor the arrangement. I hope I don't come to regret it, though. Let's depart the system before any more Jem'Hadar appear. If warp is ready, engage. And I do hope the Aquarius escort reconnected as well. If all reports are sent to Commander Saris, including the agreement that we've made, hail her and let's see what she makes of it.
Congratulations on destroying the facility. That should cripple the Alpha Jem'Hadar for the time being. But we need to make contact with this new link. Hopefully Naaman can convince them of the truth before it's too late. Keep a close eye on him. We may have a treaty with the Dominion, but that doesn't mean I trust them. Abortus' first loyalty will always be to the Founders.
Of course, Commander. But if this is an avenue for peace between us and the Alpha Dominion, we should take it. It will also mean the true way will lose a powerful ally. Specific kits.
How can I help?
Always have to back out to see. I've got a kit frame, but I could do with more kit modules. I'm not sure that's gonna give me that. Admittedly, the weapon options were
Congratulations on destroying the
well.
facility. That should cripple the Alpha Jem'Hadar for the time being. But we need to make contact with this new link.
Just
Hopefully
in case
Naaman
it's...
can
Congratulations, Commander.
What are your thoughts, Commander, on the agreement we've made in Naaman? We need to figure out how we can achieve peace.
Naaman has delivered coordinates for the link. They designate a location in the Alpha Quadrant, in the Orias system. This changeling named Loss has deceived the other changelings in his link into thinking we are exterminating them, and that we massacred the Gamma Quadrant changelings as well. You must have Naaman help you convince them of the truth.
It is a plausible lie. We did come up with a virus which kills Founders, kills changelings. We will travel to this new link and see if we can convince them of the truth. Bear in mind, if we do not succeed, we will most likely not escape the system. It was difficult enough to defeat one changeling, let alone 58 or 9.
How can I help you?
Keep in contact, Commander. We may even need reinforcements, or for you to send a warning to the rest of the Federation. Set a course for the Orion system. It really won't take us long to get there either. This is a relatively short arc. But I do feel like the missing missions of the 2,800, I think that's what it is,
Betrayal wears a familiar face
kind of misses them.
as infiltrators from other dimensions attempt to establish a foothold in the Bajor sector. Will the wormhole lead to the other side of the mirror? Only the prophets know what can restore the walls between worlds.
Exposition from spot before we start our mission. Brilliant. That's a good menu tutorial placement. And our cloaking technology didn't seem to fool them last time. We may have to be prepared to engage.
The Jem'Hadar will not likely be interested in negotiation. I'm afraid you'll have to fight your way through.
Agreed. Mention auto fire? No. I'll have to look back at that, see what it means. I don't normally use auto attack anyway, but that was just interesting. Right, let's see how far our cloak gets us. So it'll be a test to see if they can see us. Yep, they can. Okay, you get too close to the good to know.
That you can always breed more.
State the nature of the emergency.
Right, that's how you do the Jem'Hadar. That was certainly loud. I think I cut my sneeze there. Right. One of our Delta flies isn't doing too good. Our Scorpion flyer's not doing too good either. See how close we can get. 18 and Neiman, transporter room 1. 1, which is yours. Acknowledged.
You have to admire the devotion of the Jem'Hadar. They never seem to tire of throwing their lives away for the Founders. There it is. It's even more beautiful than I imagined. To think my gods slumber below, dreaming in their link.
Oh. This is a mini to be continued, as I just need to do something for a moment. Bear with us.
It's almost sacrilegious to have you here. I hope the Founders will understand the necessity and forgive me. The other Vorta are going to be so envious when they hear about this.
Have you come to finish the job of exterminating us, Solid? Impossible. We have linked with Lost. He is in the link as we speak. We know all that he knows. It is true that he awoke before us. Let us summon him to answer these charges.
It's true, Great One. These people are not hunting you. The Great Link remains. The Dominion has a treaty with the Alpha Quadrant species.
This creature lies. You have joined with me. You know
Then you
all
should have no qualms
that I know.
about linking.
No. These solids have poisoned your minds. I will not be forced to link by them.
Although it is unfortunate we had to resort to violence to force Lost into his liquid form, we are grateful for your assistance. We shall now be able to link with him and learn the whole truth of our past. If you are telling the truth, you have nothing more to fear from us. But we request that you leave us in peace. We have no interest in dealing with your kind.
It has been a pleasure knowing you. I will remain here and serve the Founders. They have been without a Vorta and have much to learn about their siblings in the Gamma Quadrant. I know the Founders may seem ungrateful to you, but what can you expect from a god? Still, you have my gratitude for whatever the gratitude of an insignificant servant is worth.
Well, that's annoying. Mike was muted the whole time. Either way, you get the general gist of what happened. I'm glad it does have somewhat the voices, what I say at the end. That was complete and utter silence otherwise. Apologies for that. Yellow alert on screen.
Although you have slain our brothers, we have orders to allow you to leave the system. But you are never to return. And let it be known among your peoples that this system belongs to us, and you are not welcome.
Fear not. We shall leave you in peace, and we will inform our superiors. Farewell. Agreed. Laying a course. It's not just the Federation that needs to be warned about this. Launch the beacon. Definitely have a vehicle replicator for a beacon of that size to be created, considering the size of our ship. Let's configure the beacon. Let's depart the system. At least that the true way is completely weakened now. Hopefully the Federation forces and Starfleet forces will be able to handle them a lot easier. I'll just say that the Vanek got a little bit ill during that mission. That's why I didn't say too much. He's been to see the doctor now, though. I could actually make him go to sick bay, but be no point. Just for thematic reasons. Hail, Commander Sarish. All reports have been sent.
Congratulations! You have defeated the True Way and made peace with the Alpha Changelings. I have transmitted messages to the major powers of the galaxy, advising them to avoid the Araya system.
Well, work here is done. It's been a pleasure, Commander. I hope we will be involved in other assignments together in the future. Ooh, Chronoton torpedo. Yeah, there's something in this game. Chronoton torpedoes don't do what they do in Star Trek Voyager. Star Trek Voyager, the Chronoton torpedoes went through shields, and here it reduces like fly up, what have you. Kingdom of Mines, but we'll take the Chronoton.
Congratulations, Commander.
Right, let's see what comes next. I probably won't be too much longer. We've got the whole Cardassian struggle arc done. And then there would be, again, missions which have been unfortunately removed in this, at this point. So we will do the last tutorial mission. I think the kind of what to describe this is it's been noted that our chief medical officer is a emergency medical hologram, and so we're getting contacted for some medical training. So I'll get that on the screen. There it is. Getting a hail from Ensign Ruck on screen. Aboard Earth Space Dock. Very well, we will return immediately. Transwarp to Earth Space Dock. And while we're here, we'll pick up I think it's the duty officers, which we're getting hailed for again as well. From Lieutenant Thera. Receiving another hail. Put Lieutenant Thera on. Thank you very much, Lieutenant Thera. You've just arrived at Earth. They may be beamed up when ready. And we got more duty officers. Alright. Let's dock it. Earth space dock. Very well, removing thrusters only. Helm, take us in. You receive some medical training, just in case our emergency medical hologram ever loses emitter or whatever, you will lose power. Good to have. Thank you very much, Doctor. Tell me about injuries. That seems to make logical sense to me. More difficult the mission, of course, we expect there's potential injuries. Tell me how I treated injury. Of course, it costs energy for the medical resources to be replicated. I understand. I see they're difficult for replicators to be able to create. Interesting. Tell me about minor injuries. I see, so of course naturally we will heal over time as we rest and recuperate. What about major injuries? I see. We do have Doctor on board, the emergency medical hologram. Hopefully he'll be able to treat us. And what about the worst, the critical injuries? And ultimately it might be making the ultimate sacrifice with such a severe injury. I hope it never comes to that for myself or any of my officers. Is there anything else you wish to tell me about? I see. As a engineering officer, I can understand the need for that. Can't do two tutorial missions in one there, but he hands that out. It's not a hail one, I think. I could be mistaken in saying that, but we're here. Might as well do it. Commander Vanek reporting. We might need some repairs on the USS Absolute. We've been in another universe recently and we've dealt with the Dominion. Thank you very much. Tell me about your experience with the damage that ships have taken, what repairs you've had to make. Of course. But we tend to keep our shields as strong as possible. We tend to avoid those types of damage to the main hull. It helps that we have many shuttles we can launch with us and fighters, not to mention the ability to separate our ship into different parts. Multiple targets mean that less likely to focus on one. Out in the field when there's no space dock, how would you recommend we deal with repairs on board the ship? I'm just curious from one professional to another. I see, so if it's too severe we will have to come into space dock to get our ship repaired, naturally. I see. I suppose it's not a standard replicator that we needed, but a starship replicator. I'm aware of such technology. It has been around for at least 200 years now. Thinking back to a Star Trek Enterprise episode again, where they did have to get their ship repaired by, I think it was like a giant replicator as such. So about minor ship damage. Of course, we do have repair crews aboard. The engineering team is quite well drilled. They can tend to repair bulkheads quite quickly. Not to mention getting the shields back up. What about more major damage to the hull of the ship? Of course, like I say, it's a good ability to have a ship replicator on board for shuttles building, a vehicle replicator. Even if our ship does become incapacitated, we can send other shuttles out to complete the mission. What about if we're critically damaged? Perhaps the warp core. I see. It would seem that they are particularly targeted in such a way that the station explodes in the officer's face. A vulnerability that has been exploited many times in the past. Is there anything else I should know? Very well, I'll speak to them. This has somewhat come up before. I've actually spoken. I think it's Grand Admiral Nimitz. He mentioned about difficulty. I don't necessarily think I'll change it, but it would be interesting to know what I'm actually playing at. Because I don't think we've ever taken too much damage to the Absolute. I've gotten quite close going down with Vanek and being on an away mission, ground mission, but otherwise, generally quite straightforward. Which I don't mind, like I say, I'm more story based in this one. I've come to report to you. Thank you very much. Well, those questions feel very meta. My information. Let's take a quick look then while we're here. Options. Difficulty. Normal, advanced, delete. Okay, so normal is the lowest anyway. Do I dare go up to advanced? I don't know if I should. We'll see. I keep on saying words like thematic and canon-wise, but in terms of the USS Absolute, it is supposed to be a prototype and have quite advanced technologies on board. When we get into latter stages of the game, might find that things get more difficult. So I'll leave it as is for now, staying story based. Right. What comes next? What comes next? I think we might be returning to Deep Space Nine, actually. Let's check. Admiral Quinn, Commander Vanek reporting, sir. You know where I'll find my next mission, sir. Thank you very much, Admiral. It's not. Okay. Because it's just someone else. Good to check in, though. And informs us that I receive a hail from someone soon. In which case, we'll beam back the USS Absolute. And I'll leave it. I'll leave it there. Been a lot shorter this time, but that's not necessarily a bad thing. I went on for a little bit longer. Perhaps I should have done last time. Thank you very much for being here. We completed the Cardassian arc, completed tutorial arc, if you want to call it the tutorial of an arc. Live long and prosper, and see you next time.